Pull up a chair, episode 51. We're live on this beautiful Sleepless Sunday. We can take a cheers to that. Let's get the Mountain Dew sponsor. Come on now. Well, on that note, let's pull up a chair, episode 51. We got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be a very fun one. Beautiful Sunday evening. Great Sleepless Saturday yesterday, even though I lost in the winner take all. Juice WRLD versus Trippie Redd, 8-7, but it was great. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate the judges. Everybody had a great time. As usual, great music was celebrated. But today we got Pull Up a Chair, episode 51. Appreciate everybody for being tuned in, whether you're watching now or watching once it's posted and listening as well. So let's just dive right into it. If you don't know these faces, I will put some names to them just in case you don't. To my right, I got my beautiful wife pulling up a chair once again. She's becoming a reoccurring member of the crew, and we love to see it. Then you got this guy, El Tigre Tente, the ultimate motherfucking sensei, the one who, of course, taught Bruce Lee everything he motherfucking knows, a.k.a. Space Mountain Stoney, a.k.a. Stony Montana, a.k.a. Edward Swisherhands, a.k.a. Bed Burgundy, a.k.a. Young Dumbledore, a.k.a. call me what you will, just for the love of God, don't call me broke or sad. It's Mr. Keep the Love High and the Hate Low. On that note, pull up a chair, episode 51. Let's just dive right into her. What topic, ladies first, would you like to talk about first? We got music, we got pro wrestling, we got sports, we got TV, we got movies. What do you feel like talking about first? What are you eager for?
TV and movies.
TV movies. All right. Well, we'll start it off with the movies portion of that. The Strays just came out with Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx. I do want to see that. Rated R comedy where it's them playing a bunch of dogs and they're all talking to each other. So I know you're really pumped for that one too. The Adults came out with Michael Cera. I know that just came out released, which is kind of more like an independent film, I want to say. I saw it won something though at Tribeca, so it looks like it's doing pretty well at least. And then what was the other thing that dropped? Blue Beetle. I think DC dropped the new superhero movie. I don't even know what the hell the Blue Beetle is.
I didn't even know what that was until I was looking at movies today.
Yeah, I have no idea what the Blue Beetle is. I didn't even realize it was a superhero movie until literally about a half hour ago, so that's interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited for that Strays.
Yeah, the Strays, I think, was the big, probably the biggest, I would think it's the biggest release of the weekend.
I would think. Only because it's a dog movie, but geared towards adults. Hell yeah.
I wonder if it's one of those cases where,
like Sausage Party.
Yeah, where somebody's going to be like, oh, a movie with dogs. Like, I can take my kid to this.
Yeah.
And then Will Ferrell just starts cussing his ass off as the dog.
Well, you got to do your research before you go.
Yeah, no, that actually, I think that looks really good. Hopefully, I mean, I still got to see Barbie. I'm behind. I still got to see Barbie. I still got to see Oppenheimer. Logan Paul walked out of Oppenheimer, so I know he didn't seem like he liked it. Too much talking. I guarantee he's never seen a Tarantino.
Too much talk. I mean, I'm with him. I don't like movies.
Hateful Eight, he would have burned the theater down if he went and saw that movie. He wouldn't have just walked out. He would have burnt the theater down.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, that movie is like literally 95% dialogue. Like, he would be screwed. Like, I'm over here like, hey, at least in Oppenheimer, the bomb goes off.
I mean,
Hateful Eight, 6 bullets. 6 bullets. Actually, 6 bullets and poison coffee.
That's all you need.
Very anti-dramatic death. But I just thought that was hilarious because it's like, what movies does Logan Paul watch? Like Transformers, where it's just like, wow, they're not even talking.
It's like literally just.
I've been watching these cars go at it for an hour now. Nobody said a fucking word.
Yeah, I think it's just those non-stop action.
That's
what he watches. No talking, just boom, boom, boom.
Safe to say his favorite.
Fast and Furious, for sure.
Oh, Fast and Furious. I could see. He'd probably want to be in that for sure. Like, be a Fast and Furious villain. He kind of portrays himself as one on screen, so I could see Vin coming out there and wanting to punch him in the face. Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I need that.
You need Vin Diesel versus Logan Paul?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Somebody get that going.
But yeah, I do want to check out that Strays though. Glad to see Jamie Foxx is in good health too, so he's able to do a press run with Will Ferrell, and seems like they're having a lot of fun. Hopefully we can see them on Hot Ones together. Well, that'd be cool. I can see them doing a Hot Ones. Watch, they probably already have it shot. Thing's going to drop Tuesday, and I did it again. Let's see if I can. Stranger Things fan. For those of you that haven't seen it, a little bit of context. A Stranger Things fan was married, but was under the assumption that this guy messaging her was the dude who played I think his name was Billy on the show. Yeah, so the guy who played Billy was messaging her, and apparently was having some issues with I want to say his work, something with a work visa came into play. Something else came into play with like he was having passport something or other issues. So like he was having like money issues. And here's the part that I think was the best. He used the writer's strike. The guy who catfished used the writer's strike.
Really?
So I thought that was hilarious. I never thought somebody would writer's strike catfish somebody. Because he's like, oh, work's down. Like there's really no productions. There's no, they're not moving forward really with anything. And she ended up sending him the 10K. He ghosted her. But somewhere in this process, obviously towards the end of it, she had already filed for divorce from her husband because she was convinced that she would be ending up with that got Billy from Stranger Things. All for him to pull the old skate and skedaddle on her and catfish her using the writing strike and take 10K from her. She's like, I've been left devastated and heartbroken. She started a GoFundMe that is, last time I saw it, which was only once, nobody funded that shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, how could you think that was happening? Like,
see, like, that's my thing. Like, I mean, for God's sakes, I literally have, I can show you this. I have this guy trying to be Diddy on Twitter, and he's messaging me. I shit you not, here, I'll read it. Hey, what's up? How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good as well. Into which I just play along. Everything gravy. Hope all is great for you and as well appreciate the follow. Love. Thanks for the love and support. Hope you won't stop supporting me, ? Puff really needs my support, guys. Always support Puff. He's an inspiration for sure. Thank for the support. May God bless you more. Have you been to any of my concerts or have any opportunities to meet me in person before? Gee, no. Gotta ask who I am speaking to here. Appreciate it, though. And to which, well, this is me. This is real me. Well, this is real me, Diddy. Me love. And I will never be someone else. I was just having a random check on my page. That's where I came across your profile. Then he proceeded to continue to ask me if I've been to any of his concerts, what state I'm from, how's the weather, and he actually told me to stay safe. And then I left it on. He told me he will have a free VIP ticket to meet me in person whenever he's in my home zone. It's my pleasure having time with my huge fans. Diddy, if I don't get that fucking invite when he comes back through Cleveland. But like shit like that's what I'm talking about. Like, imagine such a thing. Like,
no, I mean, that's honestly just.
You think these people are making burner accounts? And they're like, oh, I gotta scam these people off the burner. Like, yeah. Or I gotta talk to these people off a burner account. Like,
yeah, they do. People think like that.
That's crazy. Like, I don't know if is that guy just like should have been a salesman? Or is it like
it's like literally people who probably don't work or whatever the case is, have nothing else better to do, and they're just gonna see if it works. Oh, see who
clearly works.
Like, see who I can get today, and
I'm just surprised somebody could even get $10 out of something like that, let alone $10,000.
I mean, that's crazy.
Convince you to divorce your husband. That's crazy.
People, that's like an old, like, people do that to like older folk because, you know, they don't know any better. But it's like to do that to somebody that's like middle age or even younger. Like, come.
Just remember, if you ever come across a Justin Bieber or a Zac Efron burner account, it's not them shit.
I can tell you right now, Justin Bieber and Zac Efron in my DMs, I know they have went blind. So,
what?
Instead of Justin Bieber and Zac Efron, they have went blind because that is not. I know it's fake.
Well, I just know if I ever see a Zac Efron burner give you a follow, I'm reporting that shit immediately. But yeah, no, that's crazy though. And he did it using Billy. Which is like, I don't know. I just find that one's like out of all the people you that.
I mean, well, how old was this lady?
I want to say she looked like she was about 25. She looked like she was about 25. I didn't see the age actually.
Come on, people.
But I'd say she looked like she was like 25. She also looked like she got attacked by a Hot Topic clearance rack before they took that picture of her.
You know, you gotta.
She had a lot of belts on. No gadgets anywhere. But no, I just thought that was hilarious. Another thing that I thought was kind of wild that I saw, because it just makes me wonder why they would do it. Tyler Perry offered to buy Paramount for $2 billion. Well, actually not. Bring it back. Reel back in. I'm reeling it back in. Tyler Perry wanted to buy BET from Paramount and kind of have BET be like a new revamped. He would control the platform. It would be like from my understanding, it would be like its own Netflix, its own Hulu. Like try to turn it up like that. However, Paramount turned down his $2 billion offer.
Which is crazy. For what? What was their reasoning? Do you know?
It didn't really say. Tyler Perry was like, I offered what I could. Anything more than that, you're kind of asking crazy. Like I can't do more than that. $2 billion.
With the B, billion.
Bees.
Okay, so that's fucking nuts. Paramount, you're fucking dumb, probably.
I mean, what's Paramount really doing with?
I mean, Paramount, your app,
BET.
it sucks. It's so like, ugh. There's nothing on it. It's never updated.
Maybe they could have used some of that money to revamp.
Yeah, they honestly could.
I mean, I really don't think. I mean, $2 billion. I almost feel like that was Tyler Perry being like, "Oh, they can't turn this down."
Yeah.
And then when he heard no, he's like,
"Damn, all right."
Like, whoa, okay. Like,
Greedy.
oh yeah, I'm not gonna keep offering more.
It's greedy is what it is.
And what sucks is like BET's a great channel, and I feel like right now Tyler Perry's probably thinking like, shit, let me get that platform, do some hip hop 50 stuff, bring back the music videos thing. Like, I mean, that was kind of what it looked like he was trying to do, and then they just shot it down. So no more BET from Tyler Perry. So knowing him though, what he'll probably do is he'll take that $2 billion and put it with more money that he has, and just do something original.
Yeah.
And just start something from scratch. I mean, doesn't he own like, what's that property? I think it's in Atlanta or something like that, or in Georgia, I want to say. You know what I'm talking about? His like estate where it's like literally a whole neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a whole studio. You got studios, all that. Like that's crazy. I want to say somebody can definitely fact check it, but I know it's at least down south somewhere. I want to say. I want to say it was like around Atlanta. But yeah, he's got like a whole neighborhood to himself. That's crazy. But yeah, Paramount, y'all tripping. I don't know what the hell y'all thinking. But now here comes the thing that I could have put this in sports. I could have put it in TV movies. But this one's definitely a big news topic, big ticket item, as they say in the office. However, for people that don't know, which I feel like everybody in the world's heard about this one by now, but always like to provide some context. Recently, the Blind Side movie, it got blindsided by Michael Oher's allegations that came out on Monday, and ever since then, it's been a continuous rollout every day of some new information, it seems like. And as I always say, the truth, I think, lies somewhere in the middle. In this case, though, you're going to hear me go more on one side. So according to Michael Oher, which the movie Blind Side was about essentially his life. He grew up. They kind of portrayed him a little bit slow in the movie. Call a spade a spade. They kind of did. A little bit.
I guess.
A little bit. I kind of see that one a little bit. They didn't.
I can see it. Yeah,
they didn't. Let me put it this way. They didn't portray him as being like academically inclined.
I'm just gonna say they portrayed him as being uneducated. I would say, and like not really. I mean, like, but you gotta think of the context of the movie. I'm not saying his actual life, but the movie.
Which, of course, they're going to dramatize it.
Grew up with nothing.
This family looked out for him, took care of him, brought him in, kind of steered him into the
school bag.
Yeah, steered him into finding his passion, football. Yeah. And essentially, he was able to eventually go to the NFL, and he won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens. Great movie. Always loved that movie. Sandra Bullock did win Best Actress for her performance in that, which I think she deserved it, no matter how this has panned out. But on Monday, Michael Oher claimed that he does not receive royalty money from that movie. He's never received a cent from that movie or anything that came from that. He was in a conservatorship with his family, or with that family that adopted him, which, according to him, was only because they saw him as a Ricky got the ticket situation, and he's going to go to the NFL, get a bunch of money, and they're going to be able to take a lot of that money. Then family came out about 2 days later and said, whoa, we're devastated. We have no idea what he's talking about. This blindsided us. That movie being called that was genius title. Talk about that. But they got they were like, we're blindsided by that. We're devastated. We have regularly, stayed in contact with Michael, always try to, look out for him and be there for him. We can't believe that these allegations have came out. Into which then it came out through Michael Oher's old agent. He was like, well, you said you never made a cent from that movie, but I know that's not true. Like, when the movie first came out, you still got a good chunk of that.
Yeah.
But he was also like, well, he did seem like he had to give a little bit more money to that family than he's normally seen.
Yeah.
So that's where I go. I like that. I want to talk to that guy. I feel like that's the guy that's sitting down right now somewhere going, yeah, I know the truth, but I'm just going to keep it to myself. But I think it's somewhere in the middle there.
I agree with you. It's definitely somewhere in the middle. I think.
Oh, there's another piece of information that came out as well. One of the actual kids of that family that adopted Michael did debunk another thing that one of the parents said. When the mom said that we still regularly stay in contact with him. Kid was like, I don't know when that's happened, but to my knowing, we haven't even mentioned him in years. So it's like, okay, where's the truth on
somewhere
this?
In the middle. Yeah, and then I did see another thing where the family said that, we would end the conservatorship at any point after, reaching 25 or something like that.
And the other thing that also holds true, because there is no document of it, they never actually did technically legally adopt him.
Yeah, that came out in February.
Yes, it was turned into a conservatorship.
Mm-hmm.
But now my only thing with it,
I just don't understand why.
Savage Sue. But I like his WWE take right there. But Michael Oher, I think the thing I don't like about Michael Oher's thing is, and this is always what I say, if the crazy shit's going down and crazy shit's happening, then just end it right there.
Yeah.
Don't wait until, okay, we've been out of the NFL for years, we're sitting at home, and then now all of a sudden today, he's flipping channels and the blind side comes on and he goes, God damn it, somebody get me a phone. Like, I've had it. Like, that just, I don't know. That comes off more to me like he went and checked the bank account and went, damn, how can I get some money quick? I got robbed when that fucking movie came out. That's how it happened.
Or he was like having maybe a couple drinks, something, stewing on it. Like, you know what?
Like, this new era, I probably could do this and get away. Like, I probably could it's the perfect time where, immediately when a story like that comes out, I'm guilty of it too. It's like, damn, fuck that family. And then it's like, oh, shit. Like, and then you got to hear the other side.
Yeah, but like you said, there's two sides of every story. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
I don't think that the family did all that originally and looked out for him because they were like, that boy going to be starting left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens in Super 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case. That came off more to me like it just kind of maybe happened over time. Mm-hmm. Like, it occurred, like you said, somebody was drinking, kind of just occurred to him one night, like, well, if he goes pro, we're going to see something of this. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I think eventually the whole truth will come out. And I think it will come out of the curtain. And I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. Oher was kind of going a little broke, said, okay, I got to do this. And then I think the family originally was like, let's just float on by. But the one thing I do want to say that I don't think is right, that people have, if you're on Michael Oher's complete side on this thing, the one thing that I don't like is people trying to say that Sandra Bullock should give her Oscar back.
Yeah. What did she have
That
to do
I don't
anything?
like.
She's playing a fucking character that she was handed a script to.
Yeah, and she came out immediately. And was like, look, I had no idea. I wasn't aware of any of the background information. I was sent, like you said, I was sent the script, loved the role. I did the movie. I'm not apologizing for this. I'm not giving you my Oscar back. I worked hard for that shit. Like,
yeah, like either way, like she still played a woman. If the woman was bad or not, she portrayed somebody. What are you gonna say that Evan Peters should go die because
we should lock him up because he was Dahmer.
Yeah. Like you're playing a character. Like what?
Like you bastard.
Playing somebody, and that's all. Like what? That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think that'll be interesting to see how it pans out. But Sandra Bullock, hold that Oscar tight. Don't give that thing away. Don't fall for it. Cancel culture bullshit. But on that note, we got to pivot to something else. So what would you like to pivot right into? I believe we're on the topic of sports a little bit here, so I think we can dive right into that.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's talk a little sports. To kick sports off, I always like to, on one like this, you bring the mood down, then you got to bring it right back up. R.I.P. Alex Collins, former running back, I believe, of not only the Baltimore Ravens, I believe he was also running back for a short period of time in Seattle for the Seattle Seahawks. R.I.P. Alex Collins, who passed away. Crazy to think that he'd already spent his whole career in the NFL. He was only 28 years old, though. Only 28, and he already had like the short run in NFL. I believe it ended like a year or two ago. But R.I.P. to Alex Collins. That was so crazy. Yeah, that was tragic. So definitely condolences to his family and condolences to his supporters as well, and everybody obviously that loved him as well in person, and of course the fans too at home. Next thing I wanted to mention, bring the energy back up. I've been excited about this one. The Jamar Chase drama that occurred earlier in the week. I might draft this dude just off the fucking thing. He might be my first round pick now. So Jamar Chase was out with the team, had a little bit of a good time, and as the report said, he had one night with a young woman when he was out, who then apparently had such a great night with him that she wasn't willing to accept that it was just a one night of romance. So it fired her up. So she started going after and stalking Jamar Chase and actually took a photo of his mom's house and turned into like this whole thing to where Jamar Chase literally had to leave practice and go deal. Like the coach was like, that's too much. Like you can get out of here. Like you have to go deal with that now. So the Bengals are in shambles and we play them week 1. The quarterback's knees possibly busted and he's not going to be able to play week 1, Joe Burrow, which we never wish injury. Hope speed of recovery. But week 1, if he didn't play, it wouldn't be the worst thing. And then we got Jamar Chase that has to go find the stalker for one night of romance, which
you need to be. These people need to be more careful who they're hooking
yeah,
up at the
Joe.
bar.
I like Joe Burrow. I like Joe Cool. However, I just don't know though. Right now, it's not looking. I don't know if he's actually been cleared. I don't know if he's actually active because I remember he had to leave. I believe it was a scrimmage or a practice a couple weeks ago.
He's acting like that character of Orange is the New Black while she's in prison.
Oh, Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
That shit's just hilarious to me. And can we stop saying the one night of romance? He
hooked up with someone and oh my god, that happened to Pauly D on Jersey Shore too. I don't know how much of that was.
That happened to Pauly D?
I don't know how much
DJ
of that
Pauly?
was fabricated.
Yeah.
She didn't go to his mom's house, but like she followed him on the boardwalk. I mean, I don't know. It was on the show, so I don't know how much of it was scripted in there, but
oh yeah, that Jamar Chase shit though is hilarious. I hope he finds the stalker. That thing got really weird. I just know that the coach, next time the team's like, all right guys, good game, you ready to go out tonight? Hotel room, Jamar. You ain't gonna fucking nowhere.
Yeah, no.
That's just hilarious to me though. Couldn't believe it. Jamar Chase, one night of romance. That's hilarious. Another thing I wanted to mention, this was two big free agent acquisitions that happened over the course of the offseason. Dalvin Cook officially signed with the New York Jets. Thought that was pretty crazy. I know you don't know who Dalvin Cook is. I know I just spoke perfect Latin to you. But I think you actually know this name, though. Ezekiel Elliott signed with the New England Patriots. Remember Zeke Elliott? Big Zeke? So I'm hoping that these guys can get some career resurgences in New York and in New England. I do think, though, that I like seeing Zeke sign with the Patriots maybe more than I like Dalvin signing with the Jets. Because Bill Belichick signing Zeke shows me he's seeing something in that. Like, wait a minute, we might be able to have a career turnaround here. Because, like, Zeke, I mean, he was great for Ohio State. Yeah, see that? I'm kind of leaning with Sal on that one. He said, good for Zeke, but Cook is a bust. I think I agree with that because Dalvin Cook, I know Snooka's not here right now, but he'd be getting very pissed at me for saying this because he hates how much I get bugged and irritated by the injury guys. I mean, Dalvin Cook's good for 6 games. Because guess what? He's down. He's got glass knees. So for 6 games, sure. If you're looking in a fantasy sense or if you're looking on an actual New York Jets sense, all right, cool. We get 6 100-yard games out of them, and we're going to probably see, let's go somewhere in 6 to 10 touchdowns. Rest of the season, though, he's going to be sitting over there on that bench because he's hurt. Happens all the time with that guy. That's why it's actually kind of funny. Whatever team I see him go to when I'm drafting like later rounds in fantasy, I'm like, okay, and where's the Jets backup? Because I know he's coming in at some point. I know he's going to play. When? And like last year when I went to do it, I actually got Madison, who was behind Cook, and I got Alexander Madison, drafted him late in the draft on Yahoo. And people were like, oh, wow, you drafted the Vikings halfback? Like, there were still some starters there. Why'd you draft the backup? I was like, let me cook. Week 3. Dalvin Cook. Questionable. We don't know if he's going to play Sunday. Sunday, yeah, he's out. Let me cook. Let me wave my wand. I got to agree. I don't really like necessarily think that Dalvin Cook's going to have a big career turnaround. I do think Zeke can do it, though. Another thing I wanted to mention before we leave off on sports, Shannon Sharp finally did find a new home. He joined First Take. So Shannon Sharp's now on First Take. And I believe that's with Stephen A. Smith. So that'll be cool to see him on that show because he left his show that he had with Skip Bayless. Remember I showed you that before? Yeah. Those two going back and forth. But now guess who joined Undisputed and is now Skip Bayless's co-host? Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
I knew you'd like that. I couldn't believe it. Like, that actually kind of broke the internet more than Shannon Sharp, I feel like, going to First Take. Because people were like, oh, like, who's Skip Bayless going to get? Okay, like, Shannon went with First Take. It's like, oh, so who's going to join Skip? And people are, like, throwing out just a ton of sports names. They're like, oh, maybe he could do Mark Cuban. Damn, I wonder who it's going to be. And then the real sports fans, like the diehard sports fans that are, like, not necessarily fans of hip-hop, which is crazy. Happy birthday, hip-hop. Happy 50th. But my train of thought just derailed. Live.
They think that he would go with a sports guy, but
yeah, so they thought he was going to go with a sports guy, and then when they announced that it was Lil Wayne, you could actually see some people in the comments were like, what the fuck does Lil Wayne know about sports? Which I always gotta bring this moment up when I think of that. When Kanye West said, I love Lady Gaga. Gaga cool. What the fuck she know about cameras? But that line always kills me. But it kind of had that vibe to it, like, Wayne, what's he know about sports? And then it come to find out, now we know what Lil Wayne actually can talk about. Because I tuned in on just like his intro and like kind of getting used to talking about it. I've never heard him be able to talk about shit so much. I guarantee everybody that's done interviews with him for years are like, are you fucking kidding me? We've been trying to ask this guy about fucking 21 Savage and Kodak Black, and he thinks they're groups. And we just could have asked him about what he thinks of the fucking Supersonics, like, oh shit. Like,
do a little bit of research on somebody.
Yeah, like Skip's talking, he's like, oh yeah, I really like the third string right tackle right now for the Green Bay Packers. I'm like, you thought 21 Savage was a rap group. What? I'm like, how the hell are you talking about this shit? Oh, yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the Cowboys training camp, too. I kind of like how they're playing over there. Their wide receiver coach, I can tell, is working really well with those guys. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is crazy. I never thought Wayne was that knowledgeable on sports. But now we know it's not music. He don't even ever turn on a Beats pill. He goes to ESPN and just lets it ride like shit. But yeah, that was crazy though. I mean, he was throwing out baseball stats and batting averages. I'm like,
I would not.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, Lil Wayne's really like knowledgeable on sports. I'm like, that's kind of wild. Which then, as we're speaking about Lil Wayne, I like to seamlessly transition. We're gonna go right into the dangerous territory of music. So, actually, you know what? Well, we got Savage Sal in the house. First time he's pulled up a chair in the chat. Let's talk wrestling. Let's talk a little pro wrestling. And let's just lead right off with it. I did put it in the headline. Did Edge just retire Friday night? For the context, for those of you that are watching that do not know, Edge, longtime Hall of Famer, rated R superstar. I do believe one of the best to ever put on lace up a pair of boots. They had a great 25-year anniversary tribute package for him, which I don't know who was cutting onions in the room at the time, but damn, that tribute video was that tribute video is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they even had that clip of him talking to Bret Hart when he was like a teenager. So like that was totally cool. And the way they had his family out there, the way it was with Sheamus, which great match, by the way. Thought that was a great match. However, though, after it went off air, damn if he left us on one crazy cliffhanger. Because I'm not going to lie, he kind of teased a couple different things in there, which makes me think, I don't know. He definitely said, though, that was his last time performing as a WWE guy in Toronto. That's how it came off, at least. As WWE superstar Edge, that was the last time he was in Toronto. Then he kind of hinted at, well, my contract's up. So, I think that kind of opened the door for like, okay, so he is retiring. However, though, this is one of those times where I think I got to agree with the Savage one on this. I don't think it's impossible. I do think I could see him going to AEW. Even if it was just for a short amount of time.
I can even just see it for like a one match type of thing.
One off?
Maybe. No.
One feud or a random one-time pop-up? What are you thinking? I could see maybe one feud. Because what it would be is, and here's the angle that I saw somebody said on Twitter, which I also think is a fucking great one. AEW does do one thing that I will give them always credit for big time. Their tag team division is actually pretty loaded. Like, you could put belts on a couple of those guys, and it would... they have multiple belts, actually. Yeah, that's what I see him doing. If he's going to come back for one more feud, because the Hardy Boys are there, remember? And originally what got Edge over was teaming with Christian, which is his actual best friend. I mean, they have a podcast together even. And the Hardy Boys, I mean, of course, the Dudleys, but I'm not going to entertain the pipe dream that we're going to get a TLC 3. I'm not going to entertain the pipe dream. Plus, I don't even know if I want to see that. Jeff Hardy might be too perked out of his head and fall off the ladder. We don't need that. Plus, Bubba Ray Dudley is not in WWE shape the last time I saw, but I do love Bubba Dudley. However, I do think he could go to AEW and have one last feud with teaming with Christian against the Hardy Boys. I could see that. I think that'd be major.
Yeah, I think that'd be...
The only thing is, though, that does create a realm of difficulty, which I saw a couple hours ago. Say he does do that. He can't be Edge.
Yeah, he'd have to be something else.
I mean, Christian can't necessarily be just Christian, but his name doesn't get fucked up. He goes, okay, I'll just use my last name, then I'm Christian Cage. So, okay, that's no problem. Edge, I mean, what's he going to come out and be? Adam Copeland? Christian needs Edge, not Luchasaurus. I agree. I don't know why he has Luchasaurus. That's so weird to pair those two. But I think Christian's having a great run right now in AEW. Obviously, I do think, though, if you're going to do this, you got to do it quick. I mean, Matt Hardy's starting to look a little stiff in the ring. Jeff Hardy. I mean, we saw that Swan time. It's not as clean and poetry and motion as it used to be. But I think I could see it. But where do you fall on that?
Yeah, I guess now, like, talking it out, I guess I could see it for one more feud, but like you said, it does have to happen fast because these guys aren't as young as they used to be. But then...
And Edge.
Well, yeah, he's.
He's
30.
over 50 now. He just celebrated his 50th birthday. But yeah, I could see him going all elite. I don't know if we're gonna see him again in the WWE ring. That kind of had a feeling like that was it.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah.
So if it's not, because I know he really didn't call it like a retirement match, but he said the only thing AEW has going is Hikaru Shida as AEW Women's Champion. I'd be losing track of who's champion over there, man. Their belts, I lose track. There's so many of them. I'm like, who's got what? Because once they blended Ring of Honor in, I'm like, whoa. I'm like,
Khan doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'll say it again.
Well, let's talk a little AEW. We could jump a little bit here. We do know one person who's all elite though as of this week. Leatherface.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hell yeah, let's send the wrestling industry back 30 years. But first off, I remember saying on the pod too that when I saw that they were going to have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match, I'm like, okay, I'll bite. Let's see what we got here. And because it's pro wrestling, that thought's, of course, in the back of your head, like, they're not going to really do a full send on this, are we? Like, how deep into the massacre shit are we going here? And, yeah, sure as shit. Leatherface comes flying out the entranceway, comes down the ramp, wielding a chainsaw, kicks somebody, and then chases Karen Jarrett up the freaking ramp, swinging the chainsaw like out of the movie, and runs to the back. I did not believe, even though I knew it was coming, I didn't quite believe it when I was watching it. I'm like, I'm really watching Leatherface come down to the ring. And by the way, what was the budget on the costume? That looked like we didn't get the costume. Quick, somebody go down to Spirit Halloween. Here's $100. Get whatever you can get. Like...
Take what you could get, I guess, on that.
Khan is a kid in a candy store who wants all the talent and wants more pay-per-views.
Yeah, I agree.
It's actually a good way to sum him up. He's kind of been running mad over there. I mean, All In's this Saturday, and wrestlers have actually already reported that they're scared that it won't live up to the hype. The card's like a little all over the place. I do got a picture of the card, though, finally. Which one of the matches on the card, oh my God, is that shit funny. Let's see. So the card as it stands now, I don't know if a match happened or was announced last night on Collision, but as of right now, here's what we got. We got MJF versus Adam Cole for the AEW World Championship. That's the main event. Then you got, which we got to stop right here and talk about this situation for a minute, which is also hilarious. Cash Wheeler, Dax Hardwood, against the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. However, surprisingly enough, it looks like Cash Wheeler will be able to attend the show. But context for those that don't know. So I believe it was on Thursday or Friday that it was announced through just like court documents that came out that sometime over, like, I want to say the incident was actually dated that it happened back in, I want to say it said June, where Cash Wheeler, one half of the AEW World Tag Team Championship, actually was in a road rage incident that got so crazy that he pulled out a gun and smashed the side window in on the car to try to scare the guy. I don't know if he thought he just wasn't famous enough or what, and he could just maybe just get away with it and let it slide under the rug. But the documents came out, and the thing that made it real interesting, that was a report that came out immediately, was Tony Khan apparently found out at the same time everybody else did. That one half of his tag team champions did that shit and was going on in court. Like, he was trying to keep it low. His own tag partner didn't even know that shit happened. Because they asked Dax, they were like, oh, like, I'm surprised you guys had such a build to a match if you really truthfully didn't think it would happen. To be honest, he goes, I had no idea. Like, so Cash was really just trying to keep this whole thing down. Yeah. What's crazy is, I mean, he's really working heel damn good. He's heel in traffic.
Yeah, he's really playing the whole thing.
He said that, unfortunately, now the Young Bucks are winning because Omega and Bucks re-signed with AEW instead of looking for other federations, which is actually true because they did just re-sign. So it looks like he wants to, because they are the pioneers that kind of put AEW together. So now it looks like that they want to probably and plus they want to get the belt off these guys now quick as fuck. I mean, especially while Cash is dealing with this. However, when that originally came out, I was right with everybody else. My first thought, I'm like, oh my God, their World Tag Team Championship match just went to shambles. Like, That's crazy. But they were able to announce that, according to him, his words, there is no travel restriction on his thing right now. So even though this is going on, as long as he keeps making these court appearances, he'll be good. They can let him travel. But if he misses one of them, then it would have been like, nah, you're trying to dodge it. So at least he's been dealing with it head on. But I guarantee, though, as soon as that came out, his tag team partner Dax was like, yeah, we're for sure losing now. Now, the other thing that I think is weird is, so CM Punk is now having a match with Samoa Joe for the real World Championship. Now, what that means, I'd love to know. I know that CM Punk has been carrying it around in the bag, and then you got Samoa Joe, who's the Ring of Honor World Champion. So, and I hope I'm not messing that up, but I believe that is the one that he has. But the match is for the real World Championship. What does that mean? What about the AEW World title that you got in your main event? Which then immediately made MJF. Of course, he's got to quote the tweet, which I love MJF. And he just goes, God, I can't fucking wait to leave here.
I mean, like, what in the hell is going on?
He's probably like, thanks, boss. You just made my title look worthless.
I mean, like, you're making every Tom, Dick, and Harry a champ and this and that and the other. Why? Because you're letting them fucking write their own contracts with whatever they want in them. It's stupid.
The Savage one, Savage Sal can't stand Punk. I remember that.
You know what, Sal?
CM Punk. No, I do think, though, that I think I obviously see where they're going with this, though. I see the writing on the wall. It's right over there. CM Punk is going to win this match and be the real world champion. And then MJF is going to win in the main event against Adam Cole. Into which then CM Punk will reignite a feud with MJF and tell him, oh, you're the world, well, I'm the real world champion. Now we got to see who the actual, would the real AEW champion please stand up? You see like 6 guys. You're like, Kenny Omega, sit down. He's like, oh, I know. He's like, I'll get it next time. CM Dumpster Fire. That's blasphemous. CM Punk slander? Come on now. You got Chris Jericho, which I actually think this match might for real be the best one on the card. See, this is why you can't call me an AEW hater. Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay. That just sounds like a fight. That sounds like what do I always say? Those two guys could wrestle broomsticks. So watching them wrestle each other, I think that's going to... If they don't give them 20 minutes... Actually, I don't know. Jericho's pretty up there. Chris Jericho's probably like, give me 15 max. Like, 20 sounds like a lot, especially with Will Ospreay. Because Will Ospreay right now, I mean, no matter what you really think about him, top 5, top 10 current wrestler, I would find it hard to say he's not in that discussion. I mean, he's that damn good. Love to see him in WWE, but he did recently come out and say that he doesn't believe AEW or WWE are real pro wrestlers. They're more actorish.
Oh yeah.
Because Will Ospreay said that because he can't get his character. Like his character is nothing. His character is I'm a really good wrestler. Like it wouldn't work out in WWE. Good match or very unsafe at yeah, that's true. Ospreay did have an unsafe match with Omega. So Omega's up there in age. That's a good point actually. So Jericho might have to tell him to slow down. So when Omega and Ospreay wrestle, don't get me wrong, Omega, again, you always hear me say he's one of the best. But still, though, his pace isn't, like, let me put it this way. Will Ospreay is like Finn Balor meets like Ricochet. So it's just like extremely acrobatic shit, but then it's like really pinpoint good wrestling too. So I think Jericho's probably like, you can't do it because Omega was kind of getting botched a couple times because like you would even see him in the ring, like Ospreay's just flying around and jumping and flipping off the ropes, and he's like, Jesus Christ, where's he at? Like what the fuck? He's moving too fast. Like I can't even get into the spot quick enough because he's just flying through this match right now. So based on Jericho, he's gonna be like, you got to cut that shit out. Like you can't be bopping around the fucking ropes with me in here, buddy. I got a Fozzy concert tomorrow night, damn it. But the next great match that I think will occur is a fatal 4-way for the AEW Women's World Championship. You got Saraya, which is Paige, versus Toni Storm versus what's her name again? He said it earlier. Thank God. Hikaru Shida, and you got Toni Storm. I think that's going to be a great match. I think it's clear as day they're going to want Paige to win, though, because that's in her hometown. It's already kind of rumored that that's who's going to get the biggest pop. He said Shida wins and retains hands down. Yeah, that's true. Shida winning, though, hands down. I disagree. I don't think Britt Baker's going to get it. If it's not Paige, okay, if it's not Saraya, I do think Shida retains. If not either of those, I think Toni Storm wins, though. Yeah. I'm not really ready to count out Toni Storm on that one, believe it or not.
No.
Especially with them really trying to get her over in AEW right now. And she has been putting on some good matches. However, though, the pop of Saraya coming back through injury, hometown, all those fans, it's England, it's Wembley. I think they want her holding that belt as the crowd goes absolutely nuts. Like, that actually might be the win where you drop confetti. That might actually be like the confetti drop. I can almost see it. Purple confetti comes down. Come on. Yeah. I think I'm pretty good at calling this shit. So me and Sal, we're at war on that one. Then you got the AEW, the trios match, which... that looks like that'll be pretty good. Looks like you got Omega, and I'm not even going to dive into the other names. But I saw Hangman Pac is on the other team, so that looks pretty good. I mean, anything with Omega, plus it's Hangman Pac, so I think that'll be dope. You got the team of Jon Moxley, who's also with Claudio, and I believe they ended up revealing who's joining them in the fight against Eddie Kingston, the Lucha Bros, and looks like you got Orange Cassidy? No. Oh, Jack Hager, which is actually just Jack Swagger. That's true. Sami Zayn didn't get the win in his hometown, but that's also because he was facing Roman Reigns, who statistically can't lose a match again. But yeah, that Moxley-Kingston match, I think that'll be cool. I know Eddie Kingston's been getting over in the indies overseas, so that's been pretty cool to watch. I think this match will be really cool. This is Darby Allin and Sting versus Swerve and his tag team partner, so I think that'll be pretty dope. Obviously, I think Sting and Darby will get that win. However, though, I'm not ruling out watching Darby Allin turn on Sting. I could see the Darby Allin heel turn. And then you got the infamous match that they're putting on the pre-show, which you're never going to sell me on this supposedly wanting to be a good idea. So the pay-per-view starts at 5. It's supposedly going to run 7 hours, I believe they said.
Fucking nuts.
Well, to kick off the pre-show, which... I see what they're getting at. So the tag team match to start, provide some context. It's MJF and Adam Cole. Because I'm better than you, baby. Defending or actually trying to get the Ring of Honor tag team championships. So they're teaming up trying to win those. It's on the pre-show. They're trying to get all the fans to their seats so that they're there. They're locked in the whole time. They don't want people roaming around. Oh, I'll jump in on match 3 because that's the one I want to see. No, I want to see MJF. That's our champion, so I want to go out there and make sure I'm in my seat. I'm ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. I still think a terrible idea because then guess what people are going to do right after that match? Okay, now I got to go get my merch. Now I'm going to go get my drink. Now I'm going to go back up there. And then now when the damn thing starts,
you have nobody in your seat.
Everybody's already left their seat because you rushed them to it. And then now they're going back and getting their food and doing all that. So now, like, the big pop when the show first starts is literally going to start with people's backs as they're trying to fucking go up and get their shit. And it's like, damn. Or finding their seats. So I think that's an interesting call. They'll never sell me on it. But looks like the card's finally shaping up, though, because there for a while, people were really calling me an AEW hater. Because they're like, oh, why are you hating on All In so much? Why are you hating on All In so much? Or give it time, give it time. I'm like, where's the matches? Like, what are we getting hyped for? 2 weeks ago, we didn't have anything. Like, damn. Well, I think we had like one match. But, yeah, it's interesting to see, though, how that card's shaping up. Obviously, I think if you're looking for 7 hours of wrestling, though, unless Chris Jericho and Ospreay are going for an hour and MJF and Cole are going for 2, you're going to have to get some more matches on that damn card. Like now. So I think that'll be interesting, though. I'm actually excited for All In and excited to see how it pans out. I do know that we've been kind of reporting on it so far with the 1 minute people say the ticket sales are low. Next minute, the ticket sales are record breaking. Next minute, it's been debunked this way and that way. At this point, I think, and let's just wait till next week, next pod, and we'll see what really happened with these tickets and kind of get a feel for how it's kind of looking. Looking really forward to that pay-per-view, though. And then we also have another PLE, new premium live event coming from WWE in Pittsburgh, and they already got a match booked for that I think looks fuego, which I know you're excited for this one, too. So at Payback in Pittsburgh, they got Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus in a steel cage match to finally end the feud. Yes. I'm really excited for that. At first, when I saw that they got pulled from SummerSlam, I really do respect Triple H's process so far. So I'm kind of like, okay, that's weird, but let him cook. Where's he going with this? And then it's like, okay, well, now they're going to have a singles match in Canada, Winnipeg. And I'm like, okay, they're going to do it on Raw. And then it's like, oh, it's not even the main event. Okay, again, I'm like, that's weird, but where are we going with this? Right. And then I should have known when I saw them fighting in the outside and really going at it, and the refs just counting, and they don't even give a shit. They're just swinging. As soon as I saw that double count out, I was like, there it is. He's building for a bigger stipulation. And then as soon as they get to the bag, you got Adam Pearce. I can't keep you 2 ladies, in the ring. Like, you guys, I need to put the cage up. So they're fighting in a steel cage at Payback. Becky wins because of what happened on Raw. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't. They already gave Trish a win in this and let her look great as a legend. This is definitely Trish putting over Becky. Yeah. Like, big time for sure at Payback.
That's a big one for Becky.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be shocked to say, too, that this might be Trish's last match for a minute. Unless she's really down to continue this run, which would be cool. Because that's why I remember when the WWE draft happened, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, actually drafted her. Like, that's different. Yeah. Like, that means, like, now that I go all the way back to the TV company. Like, okay, when we update the whole cast for this show every week, we know she's going to be on it because she just got drafted there. Yeah. So, I'm excited to see that match. I think that's going to be a banger. Happy to see that they're not ruining and watering down all the stipulations like they have over the years. Like, I always loved Hell in the Cell matches, and I thought when they first made the pay-per-view, I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. And then I realized it when they were building the hype for the pay-per-view. I'm like, when you lose that pop of it's inside a steel cage or I want to see you inside Hell in the Cell, you're like, whoa. Like, that's why I remember even before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, I always thought that was really cool. When, like, you could actually, I mean, it was one of those things where because it is, again, it's 6 people, so you kind of knew, like, oh, shit, That's coming. There's 6 guys involved. What other match can put 6 people against each other? But every time that damn build would be just, it'd be fucking perfect. Like that one for SummerSlam 2003. That's my favorite chamber match. But I always loved the build for that one because it was so slow, because it was like, okay, Triple H beat Kevin Nash. Like, okay, he's got a feud with Goldberg. All right, well, Chris Jericho just had a feud with Goldberg, and that was really cool. Yeah. And then now they're doing tag matches. Okay, now there's 4 people. Okay, it's a 6-man tag match now. Wait a minute, they're all swinging on each other. Then you got Eric Bischoff walking out. That's it. You guys, Elimination Chamber. Like, oh shit. Like the build for that was always crazy. I mean, even I'm just nerding out right now, going super fandom. But Survivor Series 2002, when they built the first one, you didn't even know that was such a thing. Like originally at the time, the only other thing that had ever seen 6 people inside of it was a Hell in a Cell, which was, get me started on that. Rock, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, Undertaker, Rikishi, Triple H. Good God, that's a lot of money in the fucking ring. Rikishi got thrown off the cell. But yeah, that 2002 Chamber build was awesome because that was Booker T, Shawn Michaels, Gen Kane, Rob Van Dam, Jericho, and I believe Triple H as well. The build for that one, though, oh my God. Like, and then Eric Bischoff, I actually believe, was the one who, he said, I love a good chamber match. Oh, hell yeah. I'm just glad, though, that we still have those moments because, like, I love the chamber matches now, but it just misses that element of surprise where it's like, shit, we're getting one at SummerSlam, or we're getting this one at Survivor Series, or New Year's Resolution, which that pay-per-view was cursed, but we won't quite dive into that. There was an injury like every match. Like by the time the 4th match rolled around on that one, Vince is literally over here telling talent, like, if you need to throw a spot away, do it. Just for the love of God, I need people safe out there. Eugene just came back with a torn ACL. Then I just watched Triple H come back with another torn quad. Like, damn. Oh, yeah, after that infamous chamber with the Edge cash-in, look at how he reeled it back with that one. That's awesome. Yeah, when Edge did that infamous cash-in, which was actually on the tribute video, and he handed Vince the briefcase, and I don't think he could contain it. I don't think he was supposed to do it. But because he knew he was getting ready to actually win his first WWE championship, I love in that tribute video when he hands him the case, he goes, okay. And like goes down to the ring like, you're letting me do this. Okay, I'm going down there and being WWE champion. Just to lose it 3 weeks later to John Cena in a TLC match. But that's okay. That's all right. Neither here nor there. Good first cash-in. Leave that out of the tribute video.
Yeah, right.
But, so I definitely wanted to mention a little bit of pro wrestling, as always. I knew we had a lot to talk about this week. I know AEW stole a lot of the press for this week on it, but Edge retirement, possible retirement, could be All Elite. Who knows? How crazy would it be, though, if he went to Impact? Oh my God. He has hit the swerve on everybody. You see him in GCW. You're like, why is Edge jumping off the rafters in this gymnasium? But I don't know. That the thought of that cracks me up. Like, just hit a swerve on everybody. He's New Japan. Like, what? Or what if he's like, send me back down to NXT? Like, put me on NXT. Put me with Wendy Chu. Whenever Wendy Chu comes back. Shout out Wendy Chu. He said, I'd be down with Impact Wrestling. I actually think if Edge could go there, it would literally, if we were to humor it, if he actually went to Impact, that would be so amazingly great for Impact as an organization.
Oh, yeah.
That would be stupid. However, though, they would have to fire everybody but Naomi to sign him. So, because I know they gave her a big bag, but I don't know if they have Edge money. That's why if Edge were to even entertain and do such a thing, which would be cool, he would probably have to do it as like a favor. Almost. Pro bono. Yeah, like do it as like a favor or something. Oh yeah, I always try to keep my eye on Impact. Never can hate on Impact. Impact and New Japan are actually 2 places I try to like every once in a while just type them in on YouTube and try to keep up with it and make sure that I'm keeping track of some storylines and some matches. Impact though, I thought Been up and down over the years, but generally it's always been solid. Nobody can forget the iconic Jay White and Ric Flair woo-off. You ever see the woo-off? Got crazy. It basically turned the woo into like a joke for a second. Ric Flair at one point I thought was about to woo himself into a heart attack. Like the guys in the ring couldn't believe what was going on. It's literally just Jay White and Ric Flair going, whoa, whoa. And then finally Ric Flair just did like 100 of them in a row. And Jay White's even at the top of the ramp like, what the fuck?
I was like, all right, I gotta go.
We're fucking going crazy over here. Jay Lethal. Thank you. I botched the name. Thank you. Jay Lethal. I knew that didn't sound right when it was coming out of my mouth. But yeah, so that's the world of pro wrestling, which then leads us to one last world we got to dive in, one last industry. Let's talk a little music. New music reviews. We had a lot of new music that came out this week. I actually got to check out all of it. I know last week I fell a little behind, but I have been bumping That Reason from last week a lot. Thought that was really good, that Porches album. Sundial by No Name, that album was really good. Really enjoyed that. And I've been bumping the new Joey Purp a lot as well, the Heavy Hearts Volume 1. And of course, that Raheem, If I'm Being Honest album is a phenomenal album. But let's talk some new albums that came out this week. We got Mick Jenkins, The Patience, came out, which I love The Patience. That's my high recommendation of the week right there. Love you, brother. But yeah, love The Patience. That's my highly recommendation of the week. Mick Jenkins, I mean, come on, he can rap anything backwards. I mean, he's talking about isosceles triangles. You got Benny the Butcher talking about scuba diver, and if I can't get my respect, I'm gonna shoot it out you. Like that's right up my alley. 2004. I love this new ad-lib he's been doing too. That he's showcased throughout the album. I thought the two singles that he originally dropped, the one with Jid, Smoke Break Dance, and Guapanese, were both great. But seeing him get those features from JID, Freddie Gibbs, and Benny the Butcher on this album was absolutely amazing. You already know when I pulled up the track list and I saw Benny the Butcher, I was like, you had me at the B. Let me just hit play on this shit. Oh, the boys are going nuts. The dogs wanted to come pull up a chair. For All My Dogs by Drake does not come out until next week, guys. We're a week away. But see, they're pumped for that new Drake album, which I think we all are. Which almost made Trippie not drop 2 weeks in a row. Thank God they did. But that new Mick Jenkins album, though, is absolutely amazing. My standout joints on that would be 2004. Also, I really love the one with Vic Mensa, Farm to Table. Thought that was great. Sitting Ducks with Benny the Butcher, of course. And I'd probably go with the single, Smoke Break Dance, being the third standout joint on that one. Absolutely love The Patience. Then you got Russ dropped the new album, Santiago. Now, in this case, I only added two. Wasn't big on Russ. Wasn't big on... I like Russ. Got tremendous amount of respect for Russ. This album, though, he kind of leaned more into that pop rap sound. Like I showed you one in the car to kind of give you a feel for it. I mean, his rapping, don't get me wrong, I can't hate on that. The rapping's great. That never changes. But as far as how the music was sounding, I'm good on the Santiago. I know Scooter right now, when he watches this, he's gonna punch me through his fucking whatever device he's watching this on. So I'm sorry. I can send you a half refund if I piss you off too much, Scooter. But I added Adventure and I added Oasis on Santiago. Not my favorite Russ projects by any means. My favorite stuff by Russ is the Chomp albums. That's the one where he does more of the straight rap and shit, which again he's great at. Quavo did drop a new album. It was in honor of Takeoff, R.I.P. Takeoff, the great Take, the one who started the flow. Quavo dropped Rocket Power, which, as you know, his nickname was the Rocket, so it was kind of like a nod to him. I added 5 joints on that, one of which, though, was the single that already came out. So I added Turn Yo Click Up, already had that previous, which is the one with Future, where Future goes crazy. I added Who With Me. I added the Nadek, I can't really pronounce that name right, Narketo Speaks. And I liked Back Where It Begins, featuring Future and Takeoff, the late great Take, on number 10. And then I added number 18, which is actually my favorite on the album, which is called Greatness. That in turn you'll click up on my favorites. But R.I.P. Take. Overall, as a whole, I'm going to be careful with how I review this album. I mean, I hate to say it. Like I said, I'm trying to dance around the bush. I might as well just dive straight into it. It's hard for me to listen to Quavo without the rest of the Migos. Like, it was hard for me to listen to Takeoff, unfortunately, without the rest of the Migos. Like, Offset is the one exception where when you hear him away from the Migos, it's like, oh, he can kind of do that. Like, that's okay. But even then, though, when the record's just him and it doesn't have, like, Cardi on the feature, for example, though, or 21 Savage on the feature, that's where it does get a little bit like, do I want to listen to Offset? Don't mean to sound like a hater. I got my hater hat on today, damn it. Do I want to hear Offset rap for 3 minutes? It's like, I don't know. I want to hear him rap for 1.5, and then I want Quavo to come in on the hook, and then I want to hear Take rap. Like, just hear an Offset do the hook, the verse, the hook. Yeah, I don't know. But I do know that his beef with Quavo has now since been squashed. So that's all been good. There is no hate, no animosity, because I can't even believe, even I thought it at the time. I was foolish. But when they ended up having Takeoff's funeral, there was actually a narrative on the internet that was like, I mean, people know what's going to have to happen here, right? That's his Uncle Quavo, but that's his best friend / brother Offset. They're going to have to be there. They're going to have to interact with each other. So people were like, oh, please don't let this go south. Yeah. And it came out like a month later when I think somebody talked to Offset about it. He goes, oh, no. He goes, we met up early that morning. We met. We talked. We got a drink. He goes, we were good. He goes, we had to put that bullshit aside. Do it for Take. Yeah. And he goes, it sucked because we realized during the conversation, man, we could have done this a while ago and we could have been still being the Migos. Like, you know, damn, we didn't have to ruin it. Yeah. Like, because I do think at one point, if you saw that the Migos were headlining the Super Bowl halftime show, you wouldn't have batted an eye at it. You would have been like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, oddly enough, I could have seen that.
Yeah, but then, I mean, I just don't see how that would go over well with not only 20-something-year-olds watching the Super Bowl.
I think in that case, it was more like, which we're going to be getting into the halftime show as well.
Like, yeah.
But that would have been one of those cases, though, where I think they at least had the stardom. I mean, at one point, they were red fucking hot.
I see them being, like, red hot, but I just don't think I see them being, I'm going to pull something that you said, like, earlier, like, household name. Like,
yeah, because
everybody, like, then that would go with, you know,
I don't know. ESTG, he dropped a new album, El Toro 2, which I added 2 off of that. ESTG, I got beef with you, dog. What's up with that bad guy joint? I don't like that. That's the third fucking time that's happened to me over the years. But no, on a real note, it just does confirm my my validation, at least that I know that I'm heading in the right direction. But definitely worth checking out. I added Toast and I added Free Doggy with 42 Doug. Those two together are absolutely amazing together. ESTG can definitely rap. He showed that on the Just Incredible freestyle over Troublesome Times. So I thought that was really cool. But my beef with you, ESTG, has nothing to do with you walking out of the Bootleg Kev show. Fuck that. My beef with you is that you used my Scarface bad guy skit and you even spoke it and you used it down to every word. Luckily, though, I actually played it, mixed it into the actual thing. I think mine sounds better. But we'll see who did it better. But as you know, I posted that snippet a couple times that is part of my outro. And now I just accidentally confirmed that I do use the skit in full as well. But we're so damn close to when vampires go surfing, it don't even matter. But yeah, ESTG, I'm going to see you at South by Southwest about that. No, I will not, actually. He will shoot me. So I don't want the ESTG smoke. I'm cool. But I do want to talk about ESTG for a second because obviously he went viral earlier this week, which what better time to do it when you got an album coming out? For context, for those that don't know, Bootleg Kev was having a show, and he had ESTG on it. Now, as the story goes, he was originally told that ESTG only wants to talk about music. He only wants to talk music. He has no interest in talking about, some of the stuff that you'll bring up on your shows, like conspiracies. He has no interest in that. He just strictly wants to talk music. So Bootleg Kev was like, all right, that's a little different than how I usually run the show, but I'll accommodate it. Let's go for it. He starts off the interview. Now, this is where I'm going to go back and forth on what side I'm on. So he starts off the interview. He's asking ESTG about music, and ESTG just doesn't seem like he's interested at all. Let's call a spade a spade. He sounds like he's high as 4 kites. He doesn't really seem like he's given Bootleg Kev much to work with. Can we look forward to any of the features on your album? Who's the feature on your album? Doug. Okay. What kind of producers? Which producers have you been working with? Anybody exciting? Staying tapped in with him. Okay. And then at some point, I think what happened here is that Bootleg Kev got frustrated. Like, okay, you wanted me to just talk about music. I'm trying to. You're not giving me anything. As an entertainer knows, you're in your head when you can kind of be like, uh-oh, we're losing them. We're losing them. Like, how can I get them? And he went right into Bootleg Kev, which is, I want to talk, brought up a porn star. Next minute, he brought up, what the hell was it he brought up? Because we'll get to what the final nail in the coffin was. But he brought up that. He brought up the alien conspiracy theories. Do you believe in aliens? The ESTG don't want to talk about that, so he blew that one off. Into which then ESTG this is where I get a little bit, what the hell happened here? So ESTG then starts talking about like a little small mini rant, basically, of, lack of better terms, I'm certified in the hood. I'm hood certified. Like, I'm my past good wherever, I can go wherever type shit. Like, I came up doing this and that and the third. And Bootleg Kev kind of was like, well, like, I'm mention this now. Like, oh, let's talk about football. He's like, what's football got to do with music? He's like, he goes, well, it's based on my research, basically. You have full rides to pretty much almost any college you wanted to play. Yeah. You were a great linebacker statistically. But then the music took off, and it looked like you were just kind of like, oh, well, I'll stop. And I showed up at the NFL. And this is the line that got him. He goes, I even saw a video on YouTube of you at an NFL combine. And ESTG, that awoke him. I could actually tell that knocked out 6 blunts that he had smoked that day, that very question. I saw his eyes come back to life. He almost took the sunglasses off. So Bootleg Kev goes, and I saw you on a video at the NFL combine. Where do you see that video at? Even Kev's kind of like, whoa. He lifted his head up. What the fuck? And hold up. And he goes, where'd you see that video at? He goes, well, he goes, no. He goes, no. Where was that video at? And I feel like he was about to point to whoever was behind the screen and be like, go take that sucker down now. But in conclusion, ESTG did not like that question. He felt like he just got played a fool, which Bootleg Kev did kind of have a little smirk in his face as he was like really finishing that dagger. He looked like at that point, he's like, I know I'm about to go viral with whatever happens here, so let's just see how crazy this gets. And that's when literally Bootleg Kev is in the middle of asking him a question, which now this I think is rude as shit. He gets up and leaves, just walks straight out. I had my fingers crossed when I saw the walks out mid-interview. It's been so long for me, and I've been waiting for a reenactment. I literally was over here like, please tell me he did the Birdman. Please tell me he did the Birdman. And he didn't Birdman him, which for those that don't know, the Birdman is, y'all finished or y'all done? Y'all finished or y'all done? Fuck you, Charlemagne. And then he gets up and leaves. He should have done the y'all finished or y'all done. Or, to really swerve and to show how funny he might be, ESTG should have been like, what do you mean I got left off bad and bougie? Fuck you mean I got left off bad and bougie? Fuck you mean you saw me at the NFL combine? I I had that immediate. I love it when a good interview goes wrong. If anybody wants to come on, pull up a chair, and just purposely make the interview go to complete shit, just specifically for promo, we are the platform for that. Just in fact, you don't even got to tell me. Just pull up like, oh no, I'm serious. And then just dump the Mountain Dew on something. I don't know. But I just feel like that would be, make the interview go to shit. I'm all for it. I think that is fucking hilarious every time that shit happens. Fuck you mean I got left off bamboo? But kills me every time though. But no, that I thought was absolutely hilarious. And now that we're still in laughing mode, we got to have some fun with this one. So Drake and Bobby unfollow each other on Instagram. Let's put a story out there that is completely untrue. What do you think happened? Why did Drake and Bobby Altoff unfollow each other on IG the day after Bobby Altoff shot content for TikTok at his show?
I think that he probably only did it for whatever, like, you know, just like promo. Like, just
you
to
think?
get his name out there, like, because Bobby, like, and then like just like realize, like, I don't know, because Bobby's like a tough pill to swallow, I guess, like when you don't really know, like, the way, like, her character, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you don't really know her character and stuff, like, she can come off as like,
have you heard the rumor that's circulating? There's a rumor that's attached to this that she supposedly debunked, but I don't know. I might be leaning in towards it a little bit. They're saying the rumor is that Drake hooked up with Bobby at the time of the first interview, and that's supposedly which was leading to Bobby having a divorce. But Bobby came out and said that pretty much none of that's true. But the only thing that makes it look a little weird is it was like, okay, none of that's true. What is that? Where is the truth? You know what I mean? Like, where is it at? Do I think Drake hooked up? No. Do I think... Because, see, there's an X factor in this, though. There's an X factor in this whole thing. That she took down her viral interview with him.
Yeah.
It's down.
Yeah.
You don't just take down interviews with Drake. If you got Drake in your video and it's on YouTube, you do not take that down. Yeah, I don't see what could have been so crazy that she's like, I gotta take the video down. The video somebody
saw, like,
thing had over 10 million views.
I think it's all work. I think they're all working.
So you're thinking we see them.
Think that's Bobby. Like, I don't know. Like,
so now you're going with the Mall theory from Rory and Mall that it's all a work and we're gonna see them back on camera laughing and being all giddy again.
Possibly. I don't know. Like, who knows? Maybe she has a plan. Who knows?
Another thing that people did say is Drake is known to it's kind of a weird thing, especially if you follow it over the years. But Drake gets really weird on tour. And, like, supposedly, like, 40, when they asked him in the Nardwuar interview, like, you know, like, for example, he's been going around on tour, and when he goes in and out of his hotel room he has a different kind of dog mask on every single day with this infamous cup that he walks through, and he's always got these masks on. And supposedly, according to 40, the only real answer that anybody's ever got about this is that's just Drake getting bored. He gets bored on tour. Because, like, he's not like one of those guys that's like, let's go see the city. He's like, just kind of sit in my hotel room after shows. You know, just kind of drink there and bring people back to the hotel room kind of thing. I think it might just be a case of boredom.
I just think it's all weird and I don't know.
It brought Bobby more attention.
Could be that too. Like, oh my God, why did she delete the video?
Then she ended up saying some, which I won't dive too much into it. She kind of dissed Lil Yachty, though, in one of her interviews. I think it was an interview that she did with Dave Portnoy from Barstool. She said that Yachty was, like, really awkward and wasn't really, like, wasn't really, like, I just said hospital.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. I don't know.
Hospital.
Hostile. Eli Roth films. But, that's funny. Bobby, we know why Bobby and Drake unfollowed each other, because Bobby got a wound. We got it. Bobby got hurt at the Drake show by all the fans going crazy and throwing bras, and Drake was too busy with Adonis that he couldn't take Bobby to the hospital.
There you go.
That's what it is. We got it. Don't worry, guys. Case solved. Case done. Throw it away. We know what happened. It was a hospital visit that didn't get to occur.
Yep.
Why didn't nobody think of that? Come on now. Did you see those? Did you see that way those people were dancing around Bobby? They were about ready to fucking knock her ass right into the fucking moon. That one was built like Nicki Minaj. I'm like, she throws that thing back too far, it's going to send Bobby 6 rows back. That shit's fucked up. But I don't think we're ever going to get an answer on that one. And to be honest, I don't think anybody should really care. I just think it's kind of fucking funny and hilarious that just 2 people unfollowing each other on Instagram, which I'm always amazed at how quick people catch that.
I know,
I'm always amazed.
Checking the followers daily.
Like, I imagine the guy who's like asleep. He's like waking up. He just barely gets the crust out of his eyes. He's like, oh, let's go see if Drake and Bobby still follow each other. Oh, they don't today. like what the fuck?
The time that people have. I need
yeah. Like,
get some over here.
And when I went to like Drake's following, I thought like, oh, what is it? Like I got to scroll through 20 people. He follows like 6,000 people. Like, how are you, like, casually, like, hold on, where is that little white girl? There she is. Like, boom. You're like, okay, Young Money, 40, Pusha T burner accounts. Anti-Pusha burner accounts. But, no, I think that is wild, though, and absolutely hilarious. Now, here was a rumor that got debunked as of what you told me today when we were talking a little bit earlier pre-pod getting lunch. So it was reported that Justin Bieber, after all these years, had parted ways with Scooter Braun. And you found out that's actually not true.
Found a couple articles that debunk that. Again, these are articles. Who knows? I take everything with a grain of salt on the internet. But a few sources have stated that Justin Bieber is still in works with Scooter and where they would get that information from. But also, I can see where, because Justin has been cleaning house out. He switched his lawyers. He switched his not his manager. He switched his lawyers. He switched a couple.
He also sold his catalog, right, for $200 million.
He also sold his catalog, most of his music, pretty much everything, for $200 million to, I can't remember, somebody. It was some
Blackstone.
Yeah, something like that. And that, Justin is, and he had to cancel his tour in 2021 because of his symptoms. Which
I forgot about that. Yeah, when the nerves in his face or something on the one side went
paralyzed. And he had to cancel his tour. So like he has been like on the down low, and most of his social media is Haley now, but I'm sure that he will be getting back at it if he chooses to.
Kind of weird that him and Zac Efron kind of went through the same thing at like the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just a little
I also
different.
feel like Justin might be headed towards maybe slowing down a lot. I don't know.
I don't know, though, because he is actually, I know in recent talks, people have been saying, where are the artists that can actually sell out and fill out and pack out arenas, because we're trying to get a lot of these new acts like Lil Baby to do it, and they just can't move the tickets.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber can move a fucking ticket.
I know, but he also has been touring since he was 13 years old.
That's true.
And making music and working since his kid's been 13 years old.
And it's not like he's a low demand artist. If he puts out something tomorrow, it's gonna chart.
Yeah.
Like.
So I mean.
You believers go crazy. Which he's got great music. I've never denied that.
It's only been 2 years since he's been on the down low. Like, Jesus, let this man have a break.
And Peaches is still going crazy on radio. So it's like, oh shit.
That's still new music on 96.5.
Yeah, I mean, they played that as part of the DJ set at the 50 show. They played Peaches. So it's like, oh my God.
They played Jack.
But he officially has not parted ways with Scooter Braun. He officially has not parted ways with him. And I know that those two are always working together. That's why when I saw that, I'm like, whoa. What happened? Let's not forget Scooter Braun was the weird guy that found Justin Bieber at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, something weird, but I still love him.
Everybody overlooked that. Everybody overlooked that one.
Nothing ever came out. Let's just leave it under the breath.
Then Usher came out and said he's cute. Pause. Like,
you can't say it anymore. That was also back in the early 2000s.
Oh, I'm not saying Usher was a frequent flyer to the Epstein Island or anything, but I just always thought that sounded weird. Can you imagine him just getting off the plane at the Epstein Island? Yeah. He does a Michael Jackson spin move. Hey, look. They're everywhere. It's like a garden. Oh, see, I have to bring my dark humor. Can't leave out my dark humor. But yeah, I'm excited to see, though, what the future does hold for Justin. I could see what you're saying with maybe slowing down. The only thing with that is, though, is you're going to have every member of that team being like, man, we're ready when you are. Because like you can still go. And at least I think he can still go at a high level. I mean, his shows look like...
Oh, I'm sure he could. I mean, he had to cancel his tour, so you still have all those people like, I need it. So I'm sure he'll go on another tour. I'm not saying he's stopping. I'm sure he'll tour again. I just let the man take a break.
How about this then?
He's trying to get healthy.
When, as a believer, when would you say, because we're just completely speculating here, when would you say we can expect the next Bieber out?
Like album?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, I know with him, you're always going to get a couple singles. Then you're going to get the album.
I think he's probably going to start working on something soon. I mean, you got to think half of his face was paralyzed for God knows how long. And who are we to know how long it took for him to be 100% to sing at that level that he was at? So, who knows if his vocal cords were affected by all of this. Like, so he had to take a couple.
He's going to come back singing like 50?
Now, come on. His jaw wasn't wired shut.
He's going to come back and drop a Through the Wire cover. Kanye West. I hear that Through the Wire beat start, I'll fucking lose it if I hear that Through the Wire beat start. But, hey, now we know, though, that maybe it's not far-fetched. Maybe Conway can get Justin on a hook. Oh, for the love of God, Con, I love you. I hope to speak to you soon. Don't kill me. No, I just thought that was too funny, though. So you said, though, you could see him working on something soon, and then that's when we can expect a Justin Bieber single around the corner. But this is the thing that we're going to leave off on, and I think this is the biggest news of the week, and the news that I kind of thought originally we'd have the most fun with, so I saved the best for last on us. Taylor Swift reportedly has declined and pulled out of doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
She declined it. It was never a given. They wanted her to. And she
really wanted to get Taylor. And she's already got a busy tour schedule. She's probably the first act in history that's like, nah, I'm cool. Like,
I don't even think it's that. I think like literally her concert schedule, because I'm pretty positive. Well, she added more U.S. dates. I know that for 1,000% fact. And then I'm pretty positive she just is about to go do an overseas stretch. So
she might actually be the biggest star right now in music.
Oh, she is. I'm pretty positive that was fact. Was it not? I thought they said that she was.
I think it is.
The biggest female touring artist of all time right now. Like, literally,
and by the time it's over, it's going to be the highest grossing.
Yeah. So, like, she's fucking dominating right now. So, I don't think it was a fact of, nah, I'm cool on it. I mean, I'm sure
Elton John's going to be like, damn it, I held that record for a year.
But, I think she just physically can't make it happen. I mean, she has to have some sort of break too. I mean, geez, you can't. This woman's not a fucking.
Can I can I play Angry Swiftie, and give the Angry Swiftie perspective? Complete devil's advocate here. You can't give me 30 minutes on the halftime show.
Well,
you can't give me a 20-minute set.
No, because I feel like the Swifties would be like, oh, that's definitely not enough time to like portray what Taylor Swift actually can put. Like,
I may have misread the Angry Swiftie. Yeah.
I think that her shows are dumb long. They're so intricate. Like, for some reason, I'm on Swift Talk on TikTok. So I like get all these Taylor Swift like stands and they'll explain like literally there's like intricate things that go on the show, and like you have to like respond with certain things,
which is crazy.
Like,
I saw that too.
It's crazy. Like I really don't think that. I honestly, I'm really not trying to make us nothing. I think Taylor Swift is bigger than the Super Bowl. Like I'm sorry, like show wise, production wise of a show,
Wow.
she needs more time than the Super Bowl
Wow.
is going to allow her. I do.
Bigger than the Super Bowl.
I think bigger than okay.
I know what you're getting at.
You know what I mean? Like production wise, like 30 minutes for a set for her is just not going to do it justice. It's just not.
It would leave more people being like,
damn, I want more.
Oh,
like,
damn, I want more. Or like, oh, that was kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like,
because she has a lot of hits too. So you're telling me, okay, I got to at least
it's
do,
like you're
you know.
playing like 5 seconds of every song if you're going to do it.
Yeah, like I'm just running through hooks at this point.
Why
like,
do that? I mean, it's stupid.
Like you said, yeah, it'd be like, you belong with me. And then she's like, all right, and here's the I wear t-shirt. Like,
like speed round it.
Yeah, it would almost come off like, am I karaokeing up here? What am I doing? Like,
yeah,
okay.
Like it wouldn't flow correctly.
I
also feel like I like kind of what they did when they have the multiple artists up there and they're all just like.
Which
like,
I actually think that looks like that's what they're leaning towards.
I like that. Like, I think it's cool.
That looks to me like that's kind of what they're leaning towards now. Because I know earlier today, what were the rumored names? Because I know Lizzo was a name. Lizzo was a rumored name as of a week ago, though, when all the Lizzo shit came out. That immediately got thrown off the table to save face.
Bad Bunny, Jack Harlow, Harry Styles, and Miley Cyrus, which I think would be a crazy fucking mix of people.
I don't think Jack Harlow I don't think we'll see him.
I feel like Harry Styles would be good.
Harry Styles.
Watermelon Sugar, I like this one.
Yeah, that would be I could see it.
I can see that.
I don't know if it would be a good one, but I could see it.
I can see him and Miley Cyrus, honestly. No, I can really see Bad Bunny.
That's really the one that I think I could really see. But then again, though, I always feel like I end up playing the angry 70-year-old at home on the couch going, who is this? But Bad Bunny, the only thing with that one is nobody's singing along. Like,
well, you can't say that.
Well, not nobody singing along, but like in general, I don't imagine that everybody at the Super Bowl is going to be like, aha, he's playing that one. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm playing is that on the borderline? Because I feel like Bad Bunny is super big.
He's a massive star, mega star.
I feel like even if you're not fluent in Spanish, or
I still bump the shit out of Bad Bunny.
You still
I love Bad Bunny.
Sing the words. I mean, maybe you're even looking up the words. Maybe you're that interested in what's he saying. You're looking them up, and now
That's true.
Ooh, now
which
I'm
I do
doing
too.
This, and now you're opening up a whole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are bumping Bad Bunny. I don't know.
Yeah,
call me crazy.
I am too.
So it's like I don't put that past them.
Miley Cyrus.
I feel like that could be a.
If it was just her, I'd like to see maybe she comes out as Hannah, and then she splits into Miley.
You get the bad.
Like, imagine if she could re-get people on that too. Like, she takes the wig off, and they're like, "That was Miley Cyrus under there." I thought she looked familiar.
She'd get me.
Dang.
I'll tell you that. Yeah. You know what? I did see something. Somebody was trying to put a conspiracy together about her coming back as Hannah Montana.
Oh, Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl.
Actually, somebody, I don't know how true this is. Please fact check, whatever. But I saw on TikTok somebody said that the Hannah Montana page was reactivated. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's even, but ooh, crazy.
She was in Spirit Halloween and put on a blonde wig and went, "Here we go again." Oh shit!
Billy Ray,
here we go again. You see her in that blonde wig, but as CJ and San Andreas just doing the "oh shit." Here we go again. He comes walking out of the tunnel at the Super Bowl. Here we go again.
Billy Ray behind her in his cowboy hat and his mustache.
Oh my god, forgot about that. But now that we know that it's not Taylor, and we know that it's not Lizzo, and we don't know for sure who it is, let's have some fun with this one. Who's gonna perform at the Super Bowl halftime show? Wrong answers only. I have a couple theories. I think because iCarly's now been back for a couple seasons on Paramount. Paramount turned down that offer that Tyler Perry made. So I think they got something in the works here. I'm thinking we got to let Paramount cook. I'm thinking they're going to reactivate and bring back the Naked Brothers band as a total surprise right in the middle of the Super Bowl. Name me a bigger band than the Naked Brothers band. Name me. Name me a bigger one. Stop me when I'm lying. iCarly, I think, is going to shoot an episode where they're going to bring McCurdy back. And, like, the way Jeanette's going to, like, come onto the screen, she's going to be like, yo, listen. We got this act. We're booked now for the Super Bowl. We're hosting the Super Bowl. iCarly hosts the Super Bowl. And we're going to debut our musical guest at the halftime show. We're not telling you who the fuck it is. You're going to be like, okay, all right. Where are we going with this? Then, when iCarly, because they're going to make it into an episode, of course, content. And that's when it's going to be Freddie holding the camera on the halftime show stage. You're going to see the drum set already there. You're going to see the whole thing, and you're like, what the hell is it? And you're just going to hear, banana put it, and they're going to fucking storm the stage. Crowd's going to go crazy. Chiefs will most likely be at the Super Bowl, so Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they're going to come flying out of the locker room. They're going to start a mosh pit, the taxi cab. That thing is going through the roof. Or how about Run? The run, you can't run any faster.
Well, you clearly have never seen the Wiggles live, because honestly,
that is hilarious.
Fruit salad.
That's what Scott said.
Is just.
That's hilarious. In fact, let me go. Let me reference musicology on this one. That's hilarious that you just said that.
I'm just thinking their take on the fruit salad.
That's what Scooter said. That's what Scotty Doesn't Know said.
No way.
Swear to God. I'm going to it now. Yeah, no, I think, so you said Wiggles, which, damn, there's been...
Or the Jonas Brothers, they're back.
Jonas Brothers, how about this? You do a versus live on stage. Jonas Brothers versus the Naked Brothers. Ooh. Naked Brothers would cook their shit. Joe Jonas just fell off the stage, or one of them did earlier this week.
You fucking shit me, year 3000?
Nat Wolff has never fallen off a stage. Never. I don't think Nat Wolff could fall off a stage. If he did start to fall, he would like fall for like a second and then just like levitate back onto the stage. I always say the Beatles walked so Naked Brothers could run. And then for the main event of the halftime show, Naked Brothers band, Jonas Brothers, and Paul Brothers all fight fisticuffs right there on the stage. I'm talking, you got Nat Wolff bobbing, ducking. Then you got Alex coming up with the tag team move. They're going to do some 3D action.
Then you got One Direction coming in.
They're going to be the ones who interfere. Harry Styles is going to come out the back because he wanted to perform at the Super Bowl. He's going to go gather them all back, and you're just going to see them come out with chairs. Fucking bow, bow. Fucking telling you, we got it booked.
I mean, you got everybody right there. You got 5 Seconds of Summer coming out with the fucking. Now it's got a 30-man. Now you got yourself a whole roll of rumble.
Wow. 5 Seconds of Summer. Those guys are a bunch of pansies. We'll fucking beat them all up. Can you imagine that? Like, it almost reminds me of that scene in Anchorman 2 where, like, all
what do you mean a Big Time Rush? They just went on tour.
Shit, 303?
You can't count them out.
You see one of the guys from 303 come out and choke out somebody with a black dress? We got to get him down, guys. You're an actress. Motherfuckers. So we just created a boy band Royal Rumble at the halftime show. I didn't think it would go there. We're going over the top rope at the 50-yard line, guys. Fuck it. Jay-Z's over there. They're like, you booked this? He's like, I don't know. Lizzo couldn't do it. Like, Taylor Swift declined, kind of left us shorthanded.
We were in a pinch.
It was either this or we were going to get Woody's band from Toy Story. We almost got that Disney bag. You see the toys, they're already on the stage. You're like, whoa.
You just got Baloo and Louie from the Jungle Book.
Just, they start him at one end zone and send him to the other, like a raft, just like a lazy river, up to all the way to the other end zone. You're like, wow, they fit bare necessity 4 times in 100 yards. Never know we'd have that stat. Or like they just get like 3 lions, and it's because obviously they can't. You just play Hakuna Matata and let the Lions walk from end zone to end zone.
You get a lion,
you get that
meerkat.
You get that one drunk guy in the crowd. His wife comes back from the bathroom. He's like, come on, honey. Those lions down there are singing.
You never believe this.
That lion down there singing like he missed her head. It's fucking crazy. Like, honey, that shit's playing through the big speaker. I think that lion's singing down there.
Positive. That's Timon right there.
I don't know how long lions live, but I saw that lion in the 90s. He got to be getting up there. That boy Simba, he ain't the kid no more. He ain't little Simba. That's OG Simba now.
Yeah, I remember he was born.
Trying to think who else could do the halftime show. Rebecca Black. But instead of Friday, she goes, it's Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. No, you don't see that one? No Rebecca Black. How about that? Let's get some shoes. But instead of shoes, it's let's get some. Oh, I'm trying to think what would it be. Let's get some scores. Oh my God, scores. Let's get some scores. Did I? Oh wow. Well, on that note, we had a lot of fun. You guys now know what you're getting at the halftime show. Boy band Royal Rumble. My money's always on the Naked Brothers band. Those Wolf Brothers, telling you. Forced to be reckoned with. And Rosalina on the bass, don't get me started. They coming out swinging them bitches. Fucking going crazy. I remember at one point, she actually airplayed a guitar in one of the, yeah, I had to think of the instrument. Yeah. No, a quitar.
Oh, a quitar.
Yeah, Q-A-T-A.
I thought you said a
I think it's a
Q-A-T-I-R.
No, it's like an Indian bass.
Yeah, no, I get
like
you.
a whole
I thought
different
you said
thing.
a
I don't know why I would play it like that. I don't really know if that's how you would play such a thing.
I don't know,
but it's kind of like playing the guitar, but like over here. I wonder if anybody's ever done that.
Maybe like a violin.
Maybe. But this has been Pull Up a Chair, episode 51. Next week, we'll be celebrating Pull Up a Chair, episode 52, which is the 1-year anniversary of Pull Up a Chair. So you know we're coming full guns blazing, as always, for episode 52. Thank you for being tuned in to episode 51. Thank you for being tuned in to Sleepless Radio, episode 157 last night. Thank you for having a great Sleepless Shenanigans weekend. New freestyle out now, Tony Fontana 3, up on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Go check that out. We on a freestyle run. We having a ton of fun. Pull Up a Chair, episode 51 in the books. Get everybody that you know to subscribe. At 150, we start to do cash giveaways, and I'm looking really forward to it. Keep the love high and the hate low, and as always, wake up with a smile on. Peace. Even Ray wanted to wave bye to you guys. Peace.